So presentations, I better start presenting as well, eh? Present. And we'll go screen 2, share. Oh, it's eerily silent. Twice in the last 3 days, I reckon I've been told by someone that I talk way too much. And I didn't get to explain to them I just don't like silence. But, oh, what's that doing now? I didn't mean to open that. Okay, presentation. Okay, so Siri, I'll get you to kick us off just with the acknowledgement. That would be great.
We acknowledge that we are on traditional lands of the Kulin Nation. We offer our respects to the owners of those traditional lands, and through them, all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders peoples past and present.
Awesome. So just going through, hopefully we will get Adrian. Can you keep an eye out for people joining or trying to join and just send them in if you see that? That would be awesome. But otherwise, we're pretty much as normal with our timing today. Adrian.
This week, can we get Ria just to read through one of the values and go through the next slide as well? You're still on mute.
So the value I'm going to choose today is community, just in with the B1G1 spirit. So for Diffy Social, community is an important value. Just we are social online and in person. We care about our clients and giving them the best experience we can with their social media presence. We care a lot about each other and our wellness with Siri, and yeah, we care about the community in giving back to B1G1.
Awesome.
And did you want me to go through these ones as well?
Yeah, if you can just go through one of the objectives.
Yeah. So we differentiate your brand, business, and representatives online and on social media presence from your competitors or threat of, and exemplify your umbrella of relationships.
Just so you guys know, I've added this slide into Anthony's slide, and I will into the other template as well. Just when we're presenting to clients, they're probably not as interested in our values, right? Clearly this mission and purpose still makes sense, but we also have that already on this slide. So what is most important when we're speaking to and educating is what are the objectives. So these are really the objectives. So this becomes an important PowerPoint slide for your deck, just in terms of when you're speaking to others and just educating what social media can do, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
this one's for Jake, I think. Oh no, who's next? Who's up with Jake? It is for Jake, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's Jake, but I think I just saw him leave.
All right. He opted out. Let's see if
That was coming.
well, there you go. If he's not on, then we'll have to get Rhea to continue on, and then if he comes on, maybe he can pick up the slack.
Adelaide tag team.
Yeah. Okay. Oh,
Did you want me to start?
yeah. Far away. Uncomfortable
Far away.
silence.
Okay, so this is our social media marketing model. We sit in the attic of the small business house up in promotion and communication. Basically, like the rest is the foundation of the business. So if you don't have that going for you, we can't help you we're not going to, generate success. Only a good business can. So what we do is we start by looking at your social media presence, just on the second bottom left corner. So we go through you and your business, your LinkedIn profile personally. We have a look at your rivals, your network, and your prospects and customers. and just get a general idea of where you sit, what your social media presence is like, and what the market is and what your competitors are also doing in that market. And then just in the middle section, we do social proofing for your website for marketing communications. So we aim to get your website looking like the template here. So you have a banner ad that clearly, communicates who you are and what you offer. We include a call to action. We put your social media things at the top, not hidden at the bottom like other people usually do. Your services and products, and just get that so that your website is a good landing page for people to visit and get an idea of who you are. And then we go down and we share content to the two main search engines. So you have Google and Google My Business and YouTube. And then we also go across to the social media channels, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We repurpose content from your website to post onto those 6 channels there. And if we look across at the audience, this is data from, I believe, the 2018 Yellow Social Media Report, to say that 50% of small to mid-sized businesses have ever used social media. Only 35% of small businesses have advertised, but more than 90%, sorry, that's less than, but 90% of Australians use Facebook, so use social media, especially Facebook. In the updated report, we found that only 13% of small to mid-sized businesses actually have any sort of social media strategy, but so we recommend a $5 a day ad spend and aim to increase your organic Facebook thing reach from 1 to 10%. And yeah, I don't have the prices with me, but they are up on the website. We don't do smoke and mirrors, but we offer a small and I think extra small business plan, just to post every day or every second day and to drive up your return on investments.
Cool, sounds good. Well done, Ria. Nice jump in to carry off all those slides. Is Jake back with us? Did you cover him all the way? He just jumped off to hear you finish it. Is that right? Jumped on to hear? You should give Ria a big round of applause, Jake. So, good. I don't know if you guys have seen in your inbox that Facebook's got these grants, so we'll apply for that. Ria, that'll probably be our release this week, right? Because a lot of businesses will get that or have capacity potentially to get that grant, which is somewhere between $4,000 and $6,000, depending on if you put matching monies in. So we'll do something around that. But it's a bit scary as per the Yellow Social Media Report. If only 13% have a strategy, we kind of know that $4,000 could get blown pretty easily and not really do much for them. So we need to try and work out how we best educate how they might use that. Clearly they've got a company doing that as well, but yeah, we might at least suggest to our clients as well, we probably need to make sure that they know that they probably have access to it too. And probably just one other thing, we don't post through search as such. We do. We may do it when we're doing our report each month or every second month, depending on it, just to test it. But generally speaking, the actual insights around posted through Google My Business are really low. Just so you know, keep that in your back pocket if people ask you. We don't tend to do a lot of posting onto Google My Business just because it's generally it's the post itself doesn't get seen by too many people often. So that's that. BNI, we've basically got we've got a couple more applications going in this week. We'll put in probably Anthony's after Tuesday. Is that right, Anthony? Or do we need to put it in by? I think we're going to go along then have the application with us. Hayley's going along to Wednesday. She's given me that, and we'll put that across to them by the end of today. I've made sure that I've connected with people on LinkedIn. I've sort of looked at trade sheets and connected where I can with members of chapters that you're joining, just that so that I know who they are and they know who I am, perhaps, just to help us out. But it's looking like we're kind of getting better, I think. And when I say we're, probably me, is just making sure that we don't go in there thinking it's a fait accompli that we're going to get in there. And we probably also need to make sure that we don't go in there. What's the word? Yeah, we just really want to be in the ones that we want to be in at the end of the day, and that want to have us. And to be honest, Haley's and Anthony's are both really good examples of that, right? So they're just good chapters with some good people in there, which I think they'll be real assets of. And clearly, it looks like Trisha's going to be successful in hers, because we had a good conversation with a lady last week, and similar with Ben. So we had in the interview too. So good stuff. This is who we were due to see. Adrian, I haven't got it on my screen, so let me see. I might need to at least find where my whereby is again now. So, oh, not whereby, it's Google Meet. Okay, overview. So Masami on the left is actually the founder. I can't tell you how long she's been running that organisation with her partner, a guy called Paul Dunn. Paul Dunn, if you look at him on LinkedIn, so he's a TEDx speaker, and him and Masami out of Singapore have been running this, probably a decade, I would say. I've been involved for about 7, but only really involved probably since Dify Social's been a brand. So I am a lifetime partner, and you guys know that the two main charities that we do support are .com Mob and Blue Dragon, who you can see here. A more recent innovation was with Anna, and Anna runs events in Melbourne, and Anna runs the Melbourne and increasingly, I think, broader Australian B1G1 sort of Zoom events that they've been doing as well. And they're about sort of educating, but also the opportunity to network with some similarly like-minded people. So that's Masami and Paul and Anna, so that you know if you. Oh, Masami is here now. Oh, there you go. So I'm not sure if Masami caught my overview of Masami, but hello, Masami. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for your patience, and thank you. I just caught just a little bit of the last part of your talk.
Yeah.
So I'm in Singapore right here, and we have a little bit of time difference, and it seems like my calendar kind of didn't remind me on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much for having me here today.
Yeah.
Great to see you, everyone.
So if you'd like, Masami, do you just want to give just a few minutes, just a bit of an overview? As I said, I'm not sure I captured it 100% how you would capture it. So we're hoping you can stick around a little bit at the end, so you can sort of, if you've got anything, a bigger picture and for questions and answers. But do you just want to give a quick journey of B1G1 for us?
Sure. So I'm Masami, originally from Japan, but living in Singapore and running a global giving initiative called B1G1, which used to kind of stand for buy one, give one. Because we all know the concept of buy one, get one. And people like that when you buy something, you can get something else. But what happened was about 20 years ago, I decided to start my first business because I became a mom. I was a young mom, first-time mom, and having this baby in my arm, I realized that actually, maybe I could do something too instead of just living my life. Like, is there any way I could make a difference? And for me, it was to become an entrepreneur and start my own business. And because I was very passionate about food, at that time I decided to start a food business. So at one point of my entrepreneurship journey, I was running a food company in Australia as well, where you are, I believe. And my company, starting from almost nothing, eventually grew to a frozen food production company, which distributed packaged frozen meals to many health food stores and IGA supermarkets in Australia in like 3 different states. So at one point of time, when I was working really, really hard, and I was thinking that I started my business because I wanted to make a difference in the world. Thinking about my own kids' future, and also the fact that there are lots of children in the world who didn't have what my kids could have. So with that, I started my business thinking that one day I would give all the profits away to help, and help educate the street kids who I met when I was backpacking around the world. So that was kind of my intention. But making a difference was not easy for me because I was always busy, or our company wasn't making so much profit, and we were putting all the money back into business. So at that time, I thought, what if instead of trying to do something big one day when my company became really, really successful and we had all that money and the time to give, instead of doing that, what if we just made a small impact every day through what we did? So from that time, we implemented the idea of giving a meal for every meal we sold. And then at that time, I realized that when we don't try to do big thing, but we just embed small giving in what we do every day, even if my company was doing what we were doing at that time, we could actually make an impact, and we could involve our team members or customers in the giving story. So with that realization, I eventually sold my company in Australia and then moved to Singapore to start the B1G1. And it was more than 13 years ago. So
Yeah, wow.
since then, B1G1 managed to connect with lots of businesses, and many of them are small to medium-sized businesses. And those businesses have a different, purpose, different intention, different things they care about. So we have today now more than 500 high impact projects, starting with just 1 cent. So any business can say every time we do something in business, we make a positive impact in the world. Such as every time we have a meeting, or a web call like this, I go and plant 1 tree for every successful meeting. Or every time we send an email, we actually give digital education, access to digital education to a child for 1 day. So B1G1 has so many projects, but we can only do what we do because of the businesses around the world with real sense of purpose, saying that they also believe that the businesses can make a positive impact in the world together. So that's B1G1. And what you are doing is linked to B1G1 already, which means that every time you are doing fantastic job, providing value to the clients that you work with, then you or your clients or your company can choose to make an impact too. So I'm excited to be part of this call today to connect with you. And also, thank you for being here, being interested, and being open-minded about this idea.
Awesome. Well, we're going to actually, they're going to let you know, they'll let you know, or we're going to put in the chat what projects they've identified for themselves. Some have stuck with Blue Dragon in Vietnam, and others have stuck with .com Mob in Australia. And then others have sort of one that resonate more closely to them. But we have been talking about that, and they're going to share that with an act of kindness that they've also done recently. So I won't put you on the spot, but maybe by the end you might want to tell us a recent act of kindness. I reckon you're probably a very kind person. Masami, I'm just going to move on now. So thank you so much. That was an awesome overview. That was fantastic. I learned things in there that having been involved for a long time, I don't think I've ever heard you say that. It's a couple of those things. I don't know. I knew that backstory, so that was great. Rightio. Siri, how was your session? And give us a little bit of an overview of your health and wellbeing or the day that you had on Wednesday.
Yep. So I'd just like to start with asking how are you guys feeling? Because personally, I've felt really blue the last few weeks, especially because Melbourne, we've been stuck inside for almost 3 months, but it is okay not to be okay. So what I learned with Sean Hall's Boost Your Energy in 10 Days seminar was that the first step to success is to acknowledge where you are and where you want to be. He gave us a really good 10-day action plan on how to feel good by the end of the 10 days. So I'm going to tell you guys what the 10-day plan is. So the first day is that we will manage our energy and not time by using the energy diary tool. As you can see on the right side, there's a graph that has energizing and depleting, important and unimportant. So in the bottom corner, if the activity or person that you are dealing with is depleting and unimportant, you should lose it. So don't say yes to the task that that person wants you to do if you know that it's going to make you feel drained. Just lose it. The next one is if the person or task is unimportant and energizing. This can be, for example, having a cocktail or something naughty or something. Keep it in your back pocket. So use it as a reward for something that you've done. If the activity is energizing and important, then this is what makes you thrive. So you should increase it so that you can feel better when you complete these tasks and feel good overall. The last one is if it's important but depleting. These are what you call energy vampires, and they suck the life out of you, but it doesn't have to. So the way you approach this is to reframe it. So it's the way you look at it. So you have to change your mindset. So if you hate the task, but you know it's important to you, you have to change the way you think about it so that you don't end up being an energy vampire, because no one likes to have those people around you. Day 2, he wants us to sleep. So everyone has a different chronotype, which is your biological clock. So there's a test that I sent through to the LinkedIn message on Friday, was that it can show you whether you're a morning or night person. So do the questionnaire and figure out what time you should be sleeping. And when you figure out the time, then the best thing you can do for yourself is to go to bed at night at the same time, so that it creates a routine for yourself. Day 3 is to be your own cheerleader. So he wants us to write down 11 things that we appreciate about ourselves because of the proven power of positive psychology. Day 4 is that we'll breathe, because breathing is very important so that we can get out of our head and into our body. So he introduced a breathing exercise to enforce calm and focus, which is the square breathing method, which is where you breathe in for 4 seconds, then hold your breath for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, and hold your breath 4 seconds, and you repeat that 4 times. Day 5 is we should try to boost our happy hormones by creating our calm plan. And calm stands for connect. This can be connecting to yourself or connecting to those around you. By connecting, it increases oxytocin. The next one is act. So we should do an act of self-care, which could be just simply taking a rest, taking a nap, putting a face mask on. This increases serotonin. The next one is laugh. So connect with someone, have a little giggle, laugh, watch something on Netflix, and this increases endorphins. And M stands for move. So add a little exercise in your day, get your body and blood pumping, which also releases endorphins. Day number 6 is that we should appreciate our happy hero. So underneath the energy diary, you can see that there are 5 happiness superpowers, which includes zest and enthusiasm, hope and optimism, loving and lovable, gratitude and curiosity. So we should identify someone we know that has each of these strengths and determine what we can learn from them. Then the next time you see them, you should tell them that you appreciate them. Then day 7 is that we will eat our veggies, so eating 5 to 6 servings of veggies can be good for our gut health, and our gut health is important because it is linked to our mental health and mood, and 90% of serotonin is made in our gut. He also gave us a link for a ebook of recipes, and I've added that to the LinkedIn message as well. Day 8 is to squeeze and move, which just means to get some exercise in. So he challenges us to exercise for at least 30 minutes this day. And a little fact is that resistance training is best for increasing memory retention. So in your exercise, incorporate some squats, some wall sits, burpees, and other resistance training you can find online or anything. Day number 9 is that we will boost our creativity by applying the power of positive psychology to problem solving. So what we need to do is find out something to be curious about. We have to find something and be enthusiastic about it, and about the problem, and we just have to be enthusiastic about finding about something new. And the last day is that we will celebrate our wins. So reflect on the last 10 days and see what has helped you, and try to incorporate that into your everyday life, and also spread the news. So pay it forward, tell your friends and family about what you've done in the last 10 days, and maybe they can also incorporate these techniques into their everyday life to increase their overall energy. Yeah, thanks,
Woohoo!
guys.
Wow, that was pretty amazing. Awesome. Thanks heaps for sharing that, Siri. That's a lot to take on, but it's great that we've got that slide there, and we'll be able to follow through. I certainly will be looking at doing that. Let's. Did you just want to quickly here? I mean, maybe one thing. What would you like people to do? Do you want marketers to just touch base with you to talk maybe a little bit about that this week, Siri?
Yeah, if you guys want to, it's up to you guys.
Yeah. So maybe touch base with Siri this week if you'd like to talk through about that, and maybe she can help. I know she's done a few little fitness things for people, have been talking about that for people, but maybe that's something else that you can kind of be accountability partners with one another around that 10 days. That sounds awesome. Siri, I know a time when you were last kind, but can you tell me a time that you were last kind? Or
Maybe last night, a friend of mine told me she's been having problems binge eating. So I made a plan for her, and I made like a group so that we can keep each other accountable. And we did like a little challenge. So if she does binge, then we're doing like a punishment thing. So
Yep.
yeah, it's like a money prize basically. But that's pretty much.
Awesome, and we've got the Diffy Wellbeing, Diffy Social Wellbeing sites now up as well, so we're working through those. So awesome stuff. Just Masami, so that you know, Huong is maybe, I don't think I haven't seen her pop up on the call. Huong is my partner, and Huong just gives us some strategic and HR support, which is very good. So today we're going to do this. Adrian, what are we going to do? I think we know what we're going to do.
Time when you were kind.
Time when you were kind. And just don't forget to put your B1G1 project in the chat. I'm going to try and I will probably do mine at the end. So my name is Steve Hubbard. I'm the Director and Social Media Marketer here at Diffy Social. I live here in Footscray, which is Maribyrnong in Melbourne's west, and I've been here for over a decade from Perth, WA. The most recent time I was kind is that I actually ordered the show bag for Oliver over the weekend. It's actually Captain America. I thought that was pretty good, but on a more serious nature, I do love the fact of B1G1 and what it offers us. I had been involved in enough. I've got a couple of friends who do mission work overseas, and I just love the fact that B1G1, it's not around necessarily faith and that sort of thing, but it's just about the fact that you can make a difference, as Masami said. My wins for the week, well, there was plenty of them last week, but I'll go with the fact that we set up the Sydney business, but also some Sydney connections that we've made, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. And this week, because I'm slightly underprepared, I'm going to say that we want to work with and for just essential, fun online businesses, and I really want to spread the word around that Facebook grant. Next is Adrian.
Hi, I am a marketing graduate from BU, and I am your Diffy social media marketer here in Maidstone, where I have lived, worked, and played for 7 years now. I'm originally from the Gold Coast. A time when I was kind. Can't think of anything recently, but when I was young, I had found a $100 note, and for some reason, I decided to split it with my brother and sister. So that was a lot of money back then. So I think that's pretty kind.
Yeah.
A win for the week is I won the door prize at my BNI chapter. And this week I would really like to work with businesses in the content creation industry, so I'm looking to connect with photographers. And up next is Andy.
Hi, my name's Andy. I'm a marketing graduate from RMIT University. I'm your Diffy social media marketer here in Sunshine North, where I've lived, worked, and played my whole life. A time I was kind was probably last year. I was in Big W, just around the computer section, and this old lady asked me about computers, and then 1 hour later, I finally in Big W. So it was a long conversation. My wins for this last week would be probably attending my BNI, hopefully that I would get into, and setting up a one-to-one with one of the members. I would really like to work with and for any financial services. Up next is Anthony.
I'm a marketing graduate from La Trobe University, and I'm the Dify social media marketer here in Epping. Whittlesea Council, Whittlesea is my council, and I've lived, worked and played here for the last 4 years. I'm originally from country Victoria. A time when I was last kind was over the weekend making a girlfriend food. My wins for the week is setting up Order Easy and Hunter Professional Facebook ads. And this week I would really like to work with and for businesses in the sporting industry. Up next is Hayden.
Hi guys, I'm a final year student at Monash University, studying a double degree in business marketing and arts, media and communications. I'm the Diffy social media marketer for Melbourne and my local council, City of Stonnington. A time where I was kind. Well, I used to do like a lot of volunteering, like feed the homeless and like help out old people, but that's obviously stopped because of COVID. So maybe like all the buy ahead kind of programs that cafes have going on, I do that a lot. My win for this week is filling out an application for my new BNI. Really want to do social media work for anyone in the professional industry. So connect with anyone in financial services. Thanks. Passing on to Emily.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Emily. I'm a marketing graduate from Rutgers University, currently at Griffith. I am your Diffy social media marketer here in Holland Park, Brisbane, where I've lived, worked, and played for about 8 months. I'm originally from New Jersey. A time when I was kind, over the weekend, I met with group members for a final project, and one of our members expressed that she's a little bit overwhelmed. So we took some of her responsibilities from her, and we're going to take on more of the assignment because she's got like 5 assignments due this week. So my win for the week was I went to 2 new BNIs because I didn't get into the other one. And I would really like to work with and for businesses, I think, in content creation this week. So I'm looking to connect with photographers or copywriters. And up next would be Hannah.
Hi guys, my name's Hannah. I'm a marketing graduate from QT, and I'm your Diffy social media marketer here in Red Hill, Brisbane, where I've worked and played for 8 years. However, I'm originally from Melbourne. Following with my community chest of Western Cape, South Africa, B1G1 project, I think a time when I was kind is when we were in South Africa and we drove through a shanty village with all the children, and we stopped and gave them some pens, pencils and lollies. My wins for the week would be, even though I didn't get into my BNI, going to a new one, and they seemed really keen and interested in Diffy Social, so getting to meet with some of them. I would like to work with businesses in the professional industry, so this week I'm looking to connect with accountants, lawyers, etc. Next up is Trisha.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Trisha Ravala. You're Diffy social media marketer from Fortitude Valley. I'm a master's graduate of integrated marketing communication from QUT. I have lived, worked, and played in Bowen Hills for the past 2.5 years. and I'm originally from Manila, Philippines. One time I was kind. Well, I actually do regular tutoring to girls from years 9 and 10. So they come every fortnight and I help them with study. And if they need someone to talk to, I help them out as well. I went for the week. I did the setup and planning with Steve for smoking shisha. It's such an interesting business and I really enjoyed, as well as my interview for BNI Oasis. I still have my fingers crossed and I should hear back today if I got in or not. So I would really like to work with and for small businesses from BNI Oasis. Thanks. Next up is Jake.
Good morning, everyone. I'm a marketing and communications graduate from the University of South Australia, and I'm your Dify social media marketer here in Adelaide, where I've lived, worked, and played for the last 8 years. And I'm originally from country New South Wales. Time when I was kind, well, pre-COVID, I used to work at a homeless shelter in Adelaide, and I think they're going back to BNI Chapter in Adelaide, which was great to see how that run, and I was able to connect with also someone who has a printing business, which could be good for potentially business cards. And so this week I'm looking to work with and for businesses also in the content creation industry, specifically videographers. And up next is Ria.
Hi, I'm Ria. I'm a media graduate from the University of Adelaide. I am the Dify social media marketer for Mawson Lakes, but I've lived, worked and played in Kapunda for 22 years. I'm from, well, my council is Light Regional Council. A time when I was kind, probably most recently, it's not very major, but I made a beautiful root vegetable soup for my sister's vegetarian boyfriend. He appreciated it. My win for the week was I visited BNI business leaders for the second time last week, and that was really good. I would really like to work with and for businesses. I'm going to go as well for the content creation industry, so photographers or videographers, especially in the Adelaide northern suburbs. Up next is Ben.
Hi guys, I'm your marketing, advertising and PR graduate from Edith Cowan University, and I'm your Dify social media marketer here in Wanneroo, Perth, where I've lived for the past 14 years. And a time when I was kind, I'll ignore the countless drinks I bought on the weekend for my friends. We're going to go for the volunteer work, which I did for 2 years, which helped people like ourselves actually gain experience within the work industry, and I helped provide events for artists and content creators to actually get their work seen. My win for the week was having my interview for my BNI chapter, which I hope to hear back from this week. And this week I'd like to work with people in the health industry, so chiropractors, physiotherapists, etc., etc. Up next is Evelyn.
Hi, I am Evelyn. I'm a marketing graduate from the University of Sydney. I'm your Dify social media marketer here in Melville, Perth, Western Australia, where I've lived, worked and played for most of my life. A time that I was kind, most recently, my sister was confused about whether it was worth buying this fitness guide, and so since she took too long thinking about it, I just thought I would buy it for her so she would stop thinking about it. My win for this week is I think I've solidified which BNI I would like to apply for, and I've set up 2 one-to-ones from members in that BNI that I'll do this week. I would really like to work with and for local businesses that do like classes for children, so maybe like soccer or karate, those kind of things. So looking to connect with those business owners.
Awesome. Now,
And we're just stretching our hamstrings and legs. Yep, we're just going to stand up again and roll our shoulders back 4 times. And then forwards 4 times. And then we're going to raise our arms up and pull up and just hold it for 4 seconds. Yep. Shake it all out.
To do on a Monday morning, I reckon.
And the selfie. And that's him on the top left feeling guilty when I was feeding him an apple and he nipped my hand. There's a photo of a few cows being stubborn, drinking some water when they should be on their way to the dairy. I'm a bit of a handyman, especially in the backyard. For my auntie and uncle, I made this footpath on the side of their house. I've also helped them make a huge outdoor living area that took 4 long days to finish.
Huh.
I like to be active, which we would visit frequently.
Cool.
So why Diffy? Our mission is to protect, build and grow businesses, and our purpose is to gain competitive advantages to attract and retain more customers for our clients. Diffy Social has 5 core values: passion, integrity, innovation, community, and most importantly, have fun and do good, along with the BNI philosophy, give is gain. Next slide. Here is our objectives where we protect your brand and your business. We differentiate your brand and business. We be top of mind with your target communities. The services we provide for BNI members, we do one-to-ones where we have a quick chat about what we do. Posts we will schedule on a weekly basis. Our extra small service is $242 per month plus ad spend, and our small service is $374 per month plus ad spend. Next slide. Way to help you succeed. For affordability, to get the best bang for your buck, we use a web repurposing model to post on your company's socials that will get potential customers to contact your business. We explain to you how a good website should be set up. For example, on the top left should be the brand and slogan, top right, clear contact details, and also where the best place. We also set a clear call to action by using a pixel to see how many people are visiting your website. We then set you up on the 2 largest search engines, Google and YouTube. We also make sure you are an all-star on LinkedIn and make your company LinkedIn profile top-notch. Following that, we set up your company's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Yellow social media tells us that there's an incredible opportunity for a small business, yet less than 13% have any strategy. Less than 50% of businesses have ever done social media, and 35% have ever advertised. And with 90% of Australians using social media, I think it's a good investment to spend $5 a day on Facebook advertising. Like all marketing and sales, we need to consider the number of customers retained and acquired. Next, looking for a professional social media marketer, not an amateur who is happy to give the role of social media marketer to their niece or nephew just because they use Facebook all day. We are fun, essential, and a business that intends to remain operational, even if COVID-19 has put them on pause. We are online, which is a given, because we use social media channels, and these businesses often achieve exponential benefits. Our target audience is Peter and Peter, who are aged around 43 to 63 years of age. They are a small business owner. They listen to Double J or even Triple J. They are good at providing their professional business services. They are passionate about what they do. A bit worried about the competitors with their fancy phones, computers, and social media platforms. And they're also based in Melbourne, Adelaide, Perth, and Brisbane, all over Australia, really. Thanks for listening, and if you want to get in contact with me, hit me up on LinkedIn or send me an email.
Awesome. Well done, Anthony. Great job. Good job, mate. Excellent. Good things come if you keep going.
Course required us to study abroad, so I was lucky enough to spend a semester each in Beijing and Dublin. In Beijing, I got to study at Tsinghua University, where the admission rate is lower than at Harvard, so it's definitely one of my greatest achievements to say that I have spent time there. Anyway, so while I was studying abroad, I was lucky enough to do my fair share of traveling. Being a user of social media for most of my life, I do love taking pictures for Instagram. So, for example, these are that I've taken in Dublin, London, Perth, and Chengdu in China. In my free time, I love gaming. I've had many different consoles ever since I was 6 years old, and recently I built my own PC, so gaming definitely takes up most of my free time. Otherwise, I love to go running. I try my best to learn or keep up with my Japanese and Mandarin skills, although I am Chinese and not Japanese. My closest relatives, including my sister, are there, so out of any other country, I feel like I'm most connected to Japan, as you can see with my little thing here. And I did not plan this just for the guest today, but whenever COVID is over, I wish to go back to Japan.
Awesome.
Next slide. So now I want to talk about Dify. Why should you choose Dify? Our mission is to protect your brand, build relationships, and grow your business using social media marketing. Our purpose is to gain competitive advantages and attract and retain more customers for your business. Our company values include having fun while doing good, passion, integrity, innovation, community, and also BNI's philosophy of givers gain. Differentiate your brand compared to your other competitors. Make sure that you're the top of mind for your target audience and increase your business development opportunities to explore their interest and yeah, next slide. So now I'll talk about the services that Dify Social provides. For BNI members, we do one-to-ones, and for businesses interested in exploring the social media market, we offer the following after that one-to-one. First, we have the audit and consult. This is where we go through your current social media presence. After we've decided what your business needs, we go for the setup and planning. This part is usually the most intensive in terms of explaining to you what needs to be done to make sure you're making the most of your social media. The rest is social media marketing, communications, and Facebook ads management and reporting. So at Dify, we're super transparent and there are no smoke and mirrors about our pricing, which includes promotion and communications. In the next box, it says what happens online. So we want to make sure you and your business have an all-star presence on LinkedIn, and we also have a look at your network and rivals to get a better understanding of your prospective customers. Then we have the inbound box. We do social proofing for your website to make sure it looks as best as possible, like the template shown in this infographic. Aside from your LinkedIn, your social media presence will be spread across platforms of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and also the two largest search engines of Google and YouTube. To get the most bang for your buck, we repurpose the content found on your official website and spread it to these socials. Facebook specifically is important because it owns Instagram, Messenger, and WhatsApp, and is a large advertising network that allows us to target your unique audience. Understanding your audience is integral to your social media success. Yellow's social media report tells us there's an incredible opportunity for small businesses, as there are 2.9 billion monthly active users on Facebook, while only 35% of small businesses are using the platform. Even then, less than 13% have any you need, but if your business doesn't provide value, then the exposure will only help you fail faster. So before we go ahead with any services, we want to ensure that Dify can help in gaining competitive advantages to attract and retain your customers. Next slide. So these are the social media. We're going for businesses that are both fun and essential, businesses that intend to remain operational despite COVID-19, and of course, businesses that flourish online, given that we use social media channels. These businesses often achieve exponential benefits. So who exactly fits into the category of our ideal customer? You could be a Peter or Peter, age 43 to 63, own a small business with 2 to 10 employees. You probably listen to Double J, which is a radio station, I think. are really passionate about what you do, providing a professional, essential, or online business service. You're probably worried about the next generation of kids who are already making millions from posting videos online, but you still haven't heard of TikTok. You're based in one of the capital cities of Australia and have potentially heard of BNI, but you can't stand the thought of waking up early just to network with others. Lastly, you want to know about social media, but don't know where to get started. All you know is a digital guru is probably going to cost you thousands. So if any of the above sounds like you, Diffy might just be your perfect solution. So I hope you understand a little bit more about Diffy, and if you'd like to book a one-to-one or discuss any further, feel free to contact me on LinkedIn.
Fantastic. It's actually relevant. One of my uncle and auntie Peter's old roadhouse actually sits on your slides. Well done, Evelyn. That was fantastic. With Anthony tomorrow and Hayley on Wednesday to their BNIs. And we're looking forward to that. And I think, Hayley, you're booked to go to London on Thursday now? No. I want to talk to. I had a one-to-one this morning with a merchandise guy in Sydney who's very big, and I just want to sort of probably with you, Emily, I'll just have a chat to you about that one. I think the other things, Jake, just stay on to Martin probably just to see where we're at there, and also Rhea just to probably stay on. Tim just to see that I think he's going to make just send a copy to Dropbox if we can just touch up with him. Does that sound okay, Rhea and Jake? Hear us? Are you still with us? I think you are. Didn't
very, very easily. And planting one tree or sending a child to school just for one more day, but there is actually so much more that happens beyond. So you can think about that, and if you like what you see and what you experience through the B1G1 giving, because young people like you probably have a very good influence.
Thanks heaps for that overview, and I think the reality is, as you said, the giving element is one aspect. They are literally. We're all badged, right? So we've all got merchandise that's about to come. So we're in week 11 now of a 12-week onboarding process. But already they've been in their communities. Some lucky enough in WA are face-to-face meetings, business meetings. Increasingly, Queensland part of our business realistically is just a given, right? So we've just built that in from the start, and everybody's sort of bought into that idea. So we're excited not just about being able to sort of give, but also to be advocates for what B1G1 do, because we think it's fabulous. So that's probably, maybe now that Anna's with us, Anna, maybe you could just let us know. And I know Emily and Tricia did attend the last event, just to your point, Masami. But Anna, just maybe let people know how you came to be involved and what you're currently doing with B1G1.
Hi, thank you guys, and thanks so much for having mentioned how many businesses were registered with B1G1, and for me that number just seemed low for small business owners to be able to come together and learn why business for good is good for business. So our next event is on the 6th of October, but I'll share the details with Steve, and for those that didn't join us last time, we'd love to have you join us this time.
Awesome. And I think that's probably, it is a very good, I'm sure Masami knows this, and really I've had the advantage of at least being able to initially go along and have a Coke Zero Sugar and some snacks at the original face-to-face meetings that we were doing in Port Melbourne. But often I get asked, the marketers have asked sort of, is BNI the only network that we sort of get involved with? Well, there's all sorts of opportunities in communities, and I think the good thing about somebody and an event, a networking event like B1G1, is you kind of know you're going along to a group of people that are, as you said, like-minded, have a sense of, and whilst our purpose is slightly different perhaps than BNI, where, it is about growing business, in a way, it's still about growing business, because realistically, you still get the opportunity to network. We're not keeping score in terms of, well, we're not keeping any score really. I think as far as B1G1 is concerned, there's some fancy widgets and things you can put on your website, which we do, but at the end of the day, it's not about, you know, tallying up any results or anything along those lines. You give what you can, and we support how we can, and you get to meet people that have a similar sense, right? So yeah, that's awesome, Anna. Thank you so much. Is anybody else got any questions of either Masami or Anna while they're here with us today?
Yeah, sorry.
So you could do. So first of all, if you, I don't know if you actually have a team member account under Steve's B1J1 business account, but if you do have access to B1J1 account, what happens is there is a project update section on the account. So if you are giving the certain number of impact that, you know, with that project your company created, so you can extract like photos or update from there. That's one. Another thing is if you go to Facebook and then search B1J1 what we call the update, you know, as a keyword, then there is a group called that, and anybody can actually join this Facebook group and then follow the updates submitted by different organizations and projects. So
to catch up, we were due to catch up in February, or sorry, in May this year. That didn't happen, but we did catch up when he came to Australia. He came down and we had lunch in Footscray, right? And just got to have a chat. And so, and I do follow their socials. And what I was going to say is that particularly around our posting, you know, you might schedule a post around your B1G1 project that you're interested in as well, but that would be a good way of sort of tracking and keeping an idea. But you can forge quite close relationships. Is good. The other thing is that last one, I didn't really know. I always thought .com mob were pretty dormant, but they've clearly become a little bit grateful for B1G1 and company support. Right? They're enormously thankful. It doesn't, you know, as Masami said, it doesn't really matter what the giving or questions of us. I'll let you guys get on with your day as well.
actually, please do reach out to me or Anna. And then because some of you are not in Victoria, and but what we are trying to do is to encourage other B1J1 members across Australia, or you know, beyond Australia too, in other countries, to start forming these regional events. But what we also understand and realize is that the business owners themselves, who traditionally come to these events, are quite busy. Plus, they may not be tech savvy, and they may not be like operationally, you know, kind of like so capable. Sometimes they might have a good ideas, but they might not know how to execute. So in the event, regular event management and organization, and also during like a social activities to promote these events, we were thinking that it would be nice to have also like a fresh new kind of like energy to help us do better in managing these like regional activities too. So this is just you know, right now, like we are kind of like experimenting and trying to find the right model to really scale this around the world. So if anybody is interested in doing like participating in that and helping us do better, then you can either write to me, Masami at b1j1.com, or you can find me in like LinkedIn or Facebook and then send me a message, or Anna. Anna might, if you are happy to be reached out, then you can just put your email in the comment. And anyway, once again, I want to take this opportunity to thank you all for what you do, and you know, and also the fact that you all care about different things. And I saw your comments.
Andy, we just always make sure that we catch up if we need to catch up on things. I was just saying to Adrian, it's a lot easier for me, you know, particularly when you just get the one or two little issues that pop up. It's a lot easier for me to think in terms of project managers. In other words, you guys, project marketer managers. So that way we can just, like Adrian and I this morning, were able to go through, look, here's the 12 or however many projects he might be looking after. Do we have any issues on, you know, particular ones? And some will crop up, we'll fix them, and then something else might. So it's just good to have that sort of quick discussion with people. We'll do it in the state of plays as well, and it's easy enough to do that at the moment in the state of plays, given where we're at. But yeah, I just thought I'd raise that just to make sure that yeah, we're just touching off and making sure nothing gets sort of under the rug. Yeah. So Hannah, did you say you had a question? Yeah.
Yeah.
Email to say that I have been confirmed as have been confirmed and accepted.
Yeah.
Because she was asking for payment again, and I was just like, yeah, that's fine. I just want you to email me so we have it in writing.
Yeah.
That you are confirming me as an applicant.
Yeah.
So it looks promising.
Yeah.
So I'm just waiting for an email from her. But what did I miss? Quickly, was there anything important?
When did you jump out? How long have you been off?
Well, there were 2 other people here before, and now I've come on, and there's no longer 2 other people from B1G1.
I don't think you missed too much.
Between then and there.
Just an opportunity to connect with those people and continue the conversation if you want to continue the conversation. I don't think you missed too much at the end. Anybody else want to fill in? Was there anything else?
Not really. You're good.
You're good.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Sweet. That's fine then.
Congrats, though.
Yeah. Well, it's good. It just makes a bit of a difference where you've got interviews and people actually take the time to interview a few people, I think. So that certainly helps. Just when they scratch the surface of the application, right? So that's good.
All right, cool. So I'm just going to forward you this now, Steve, all right?
Yeah, no worries. So anybody else? Adrian, do you just want to go around the room? Camp. Carly normally gets that one. So basically just do it on Basecamp and just say, oh, look, you'll see I've done it a number of times in the past.
Okay.
Yep.
All good.
If you want to, Emily, if you've got time, I just want to talk to you about an audit that I'd like you to do for me. So that would be good. Anybody off the top of my head, do that by the end of the day. I've booked for the meeting. Trisha, we've got an issue, so I'm just with which I'll talk to you. Anybody? Yeah. We can try and contact her tomorrow just after we meet, perhaps. The main thing, as I said, Ria, I'll do something around the Facebook ads once I've realised how at the moment I'm getting a rather blank screen from when I click through on it. So pages themselves, and that way that might help build some numbers and greater exposure to your actual locations. So hopefully that would be good use of that grant. I'm loving fashions and gaming and well-being. Sorry, I think you've all done great. Those covers look really good. I was saying to Anthony, because you've clearly got better skills than me and Anthony around, I use PowerPoint for that sort of thing. You guys, I think, some are using Canva. Maybe Anthony might reach out to get you to help him with a sports one, and or at least point him in the right direction on what he might do just to get his cover looking nice for that. And then the only other one is Andy. We've got, I think he's already sort of, if he's wanting to just boost those counsellor type promotions, I mean, maybe that's something we look at. I'm happy to talk to you about that, what you think's the best way. But the thing is whether we can do it, because whether they need his approved message through around Gather Up. And so I'll just send her a message too. Yeah.
You also mentioned you wanted to do a special post today.
Yeah, so that's just that one. If you just read what she said and just do a post, you just draft up the post with what she said and the picture that she said, but just add the contact detail at the bottom of it.
Have you received the image? Because I didn't receive an image.
Did she just explain where it is? Maybe in Dropbox? Maybe just see if it's... Yeah, if she didn't, then maybe you just need to... Australian Christians billing didn't go through, so clearly there's some sort of issue around their card or banking, and now I've got emails and texts about that as well. So he's probably also getting exponential benefits. We probably do need to look at, and he's asking us how can we use things better. Maybe we just need just to reinforce what we've already told him, is just continue to engage, continue to, basically be active as a representative. That's all.
Yeah. Well, on LinkedIn, and then with Facebook, if anything comes through, I usually just send in an email and say, "Can you reply to this person? This is their email."
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yep. Great.
But yeah, I don't know. He wants me to post a podcast, but the podcast isn't up. on like where it's supposed to be up. So I was like, oh, where is it? And he's like, I don't know. Can you talk to them? I was like, no, I can't talk to them actually. I just didn't know and sent it back to them and said, let me know when it's up. I'll post something else this week.
Yeah, okay. If it's an article that's gone up on The Age and you can find it, you could always share that if that way. Is that what it was?
Podcast. He did a podcast.
Oh, podcast. Okay. Oh, yeah. No. Okay. Yeah, okay. All right. Thank you all for hanging around. It's been quite a long session. Hopefully it will load onto YouTube today. Anybody else before we say goodbye? I'm going to actually copy and paste what you've put so that I actually have an accurate reflection of your B1G1 projects. Just make sure you've put them there. So before I get shut out of it, as I said, I'll just cut and paste, make sure I've accurately recorded. I know Evelyn and I did it last time, but I'll just make sure that we've got it exactly. I realized when we were writing it down, you then need to find it on the system. So, yeah. Everybody, any feedback around that? If everybody liked well, yeah, what did you make of B1G1? You happy? That's all good? We're doing it because it's a good thing to do. Ultimately, it makes me feel good, and I'm glad that it makes you feel good as well. So, and feeling good is good. You can quote me on that. And Siri, that was awesome today. Thanks. I almost feel, as I said, it was awesome. But where there's the points, just maybe just cross over them if you feel like you're running out of time. That's all. But that was fantastic. Thank you so much. You must be getting. Are you enjoying them?
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's great.
But anyway, I've got to go. Sorry, postman's here.
Okay.
See you later.
All right.
Guys.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys. See you.
I'm going to say, just because I'll give you another update. So I just clarified with Martin that we are doing male and female sizes, which is good. So
Yep.
I think a couple of the girls want to just make sure that they weren't just universal sizes, because obviously the shirts fit differently and designed differently.
Yep.
And what I'll do as well is I'm just going to give like the hoodie and the shirt just a wash today to make sure they all hold up kind of and they still look nice.
Sure.
And I'll send you kind of a photo of them all to make sure you're happy with the design, and then just double checking where you want the B1G1 logo, if you want that on just the t-shirts or the hoodie as well. That's completely up to you.
Yeah, my way of thinking is I'd like them definitely. I'd like them on the shirts and the hoodies, right? It's only a question of whether he thinks that we could do it almost footy style on caps and other things as well. Because it might, particularly on the caps, I think it would look smart. You're right.
Yeah, I agree. And the good thing as well, when I was on the phone with him on Friday, he said as soon as we kind of decide on our designs, everyone should get their merch within 5 to 8 days. So.
Oh yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to. It seems to me that's great to hear. It does, but also, we don't want to put him under time pressure. So it's good that he hears that. So as you said, we just keep it. So we just don't want things to get missed, I guess, as you said. So just to clarify that he will put it on. We're happy to have it on everything. If he thinks it can look good on the beanie, then put it on the beanie. If he's not sure that the beanie is necessary, then that's fine. But I think everything else, I'm pretty confident could look pretty smart.
Yeah, I agree. I think the grey looks really, really good.
Yeah. So.
And I'm probably gonna wear the merch to my BNI this week. So I'll
Sweet.
take a photo
Yeah.
of the BNI with the merch on.
Nice. Yeah. Well, you can be.
And I'll post that. Also, obviously, he just wants to have a talk with you about kind of your agreement and what we're going to do in terms of prices. Or
Yeah. Of course.
That you and him need to discuss. And I said, that I'd pass it on to you, and then we'll kind of make a decision on the designs, and you guys can have that kind of conversation.
Particularly in terms of just I don't think it's not fair to put. It's one thing to have him sort of buying in stock and doing stuff like that. So I guess without knowing what it would cost, we can't really say, well, have we done more than what he's, so remembering he's done setup, he's done planning, he's done ongoing management. But yeah, I'm also aware that, so I think probably the merch we're going to be all right. We'll probably get pretty close to covering the merch cost, but I don't want him to feel like he then has to pay for the sending of stuff too. So I'm happy to receive bills around that particularly. Yep. because that's
Perfect.
yeah, that sounds good. Awesome.
That's all for me. Thank you.
All right, no worries. See you, Jake.
See ya.
See ya.
You wanted to talk about?
Yeah, so this one is our man Roy. So Roy was on the he jumped on Whereby this morning. So Roy Kowalski, who's I added to the Tiz. So it turns out him and Tiz are pretty close, right? And whilst he's also in the product and merchandise, he's quite different to Martin in that he's not really apparel first. He's more simply product promotion type stuff first. And clearly he's the best in Australia, right? Seriously, has he's doing Google and YouTube and Samsung. He's doing these incredibly big ticket item branding people. He's a South African guy, been here for more than a decade. He's 10 years older than me. So there's a couple of flags. Tiz was tough. I think he's going to be tough from a different reason on the basis I've seen it all. I've already paid it for it, but that sort of same sort of sense. I'm saying, yeah, but you haven't worked with a marketer doing what we do only on social, right? But clearly he's been bled, I reckon, in terms of probably from a digital agency, that sense of I've paid him probably 10,000 or more and I got nothing. So that sense of that, you know, I've said to him, I've never had anybody say that to me, right? No one would ever say that to me because you don't spend that sort of money, right? And if people don't feel like they're getting value, they just stop, right? Because we don't lock anybody in or anything along those lines, right? So his business is can I? Yeah, maybe I'll just look it up. Let me go. I'm not recording.